What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you are a new subscriber on this channel, welcome and hello. Before we get going, I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that has been really amazing. This is a magazine called Toque, and we were featured on the front cover of it, and it's just a milestone for Little King Goods that I just had to talk about. About 2 months ago, a guy named Chris Thiessen came to interview me, and not only did he write an article about me in this, but he surprised us with a front cover spread. I don't know what to say. So thank you. That's what I have to say. Thank you, Chris, for your great work, your photography, and your friendship. So go check it out. I'll put a link in the description and you can see it online for yourself. Today's video is all about how I brought my brand from a hobby to a full-time gig and how now I can support my family through it, which is the biggest accomplishment for me. Right now, I just want to tell you, full disclaimer, I'm not a professional. I haven't written 17 books about how to be a successful leathercraft brand, but I think some of the stuff that I've gone through will definitely help you in your journey and maybe save you some of the headaches that I've gone through. Before I got into leathercraft, I was an electrician for the city of Toronto, and honestly, every day was the same thing, and I just hated it. I would make connections, I'd hang fixtures, I'd pull cable, and it was just not something I was born to do. I just felt so trapped. The money was good and the paycheck was steady, but I just was losing touch with my creative side. That all changed in 2017. The first week in 2017, I got laid off. And I was the happiest laid off electrician in the whole city because I knew from that point on, it was game on. I could do something different. While I was an electrician, I stumbled upon the world of leathercraft and I fell in love with it immediately. I didn't think that one day I would grow a brand and do it full time, but I just found that it was something that was peaceful and calming to me, and I could be creative and express myself in ways that were just so different to electrical work. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this leathercraft has given me that desire and that push to go forward because it's something I really enjoy, and I can use all of the skills that I've learned throughout my life and put it into this one brand. And so far, it has been the most amazing, stressful, scary, incredible journey I have ever been on, and I wouldn't change it for the world. To get here though, guys, it was not easy. It might look easy on my social feeds, on my videos, this and that, but there is a ton of work that is done behind the scenes to get to the place where I am now. And I would like to share that with you because some of you might be in the same position or even maybe thinking about getting into leathercraft. And I just want to kind of show you exactly what it's all about and the work that goes into it. So I think the first thing, if you're considering becoming a full-time leathercrafter is, are you built for it? What's your personality like? What are your skill sets like? What are your qualities like? I know for me, the most important thing is to have drive. You have to be driven. You have to want it. And to a certain level, you have to be obsessed with it. It can be a good thing to be obsessed, but it can also be a bad thing to be obsessed with it because then it'll take over your entire life. But I think a healthy balance of obsession, if you want to call it, is good. You want to be really focused and dedicated to the craft. Along with determination, it's very important to talk about patience. Patience is key. If you aren't patient with yourself, you won't be patient with your brand and you won't be patient with your family. And family is the most important thing in this whole business. You might not think about it, but family is why you're doing this in the first place. Well, that's why I'm doing it. And I can get sidetracked every now and then and not think so much about my family when the real issue here is I'm doing this brand for my family. Just another quick tadbit, is that a word? I don't know. Another quick tidbit of information is leathercraft is just one part of your business, the actual making of it. There is so much that I do for this business that has nothing to do with making stuff. It's unreal. Leathercraft almost to me is, I won't say pushed to the side because it's a huge part of my business, but it's everything else about that. It's the marketing, it's the photography, it's the YouTube, it's, supplier relationships, it's shipping, it's packaging, it's a whole bunch of stuff that has to be put together under this one big umbrella for your business to work. If you focus too much on one point, you're gonna miss out on everything else, and all of that stuff has to work together to make the brand work. if that makes sense. Now I'm gonna move on to something a little bit different than what I'm just talking about, characteristics and this and that. It's gonna be talking about having a support network there for you. The biggest support is my family. My wife has told me multiple times not to quit what I'm doing. If you remember, I did a few videos back, talking about how I almost quit leathercraft because it was just too difficult to make a living from it. And my wife has been the biggest support of this. And if it wasn't for her, honestly, I don't think I'd be doing this anymore. But she pushed me and pushed me and pushed me to keep doing it. And thank God that she did, because now it has been such a great decision to keep going forward. So support is huge. Mentors, friends that are around you that believe in you, that really believe in you. There are friends out there that are kind of like, yeah, good job, you can do it. Women or men that are around you that are really invested in your life, not just your business, but your life. And I find that, even if this craft or this business fails, those friendships will always be there. And I think that's, for me, what was the most important thing, is that I found friends and a support network that will always be supporting me no matter what I do. And by supporting me is not telling me lies that you're good at it, but supporting you and telling you that, you know what, maybe you should try it this way, or maybe you should try it that way, or hold back on this, or go forward with that. People that you can just really trust. I think that is very, very key, and that has helped me immensely. All right, guys, I just want to take a second and talk about online learning. Online learning has been the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. I went to college for 3 years for multimedia design, and I could have honestly learned everything that I learned at school, at college, online, and I could have saved a lot of money. With Skillshare, you get online learning on demand. What is Skillshare, you might ask? I'm glad you asked. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes covering dozens of entrepreneurial and creative skills. A premium membership grants you unlimited access, so you can basically take any single class you would like. Whether you're curious about a certain subject or want to further your career, Skillshare is the perfect place for you to thrive and learn. Currently, I am working through a class called Style Your Space by Emily Henderson, and it's about interior design. I am building a brand new leathercraft/YouTube studio, and this class has definitely helped me get the ideas rolling for what I want my studio to look like. Besides the fact that Skillshare has unlimited learning potential, it is super affordable. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. That's like not eating one fast food meal a month, and that is totally doable. Because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, you get 2 months of free trial. Click the link in the description below and get started today. So if you're ready for a world of knowledge and opportunity, go sign up at Skillshare. It'll be worth it. Let's talk about branding. This is something that is very close to my heart. Branding is huge. Branding for me in a business is very, very high on the list. Not the most important, but definitely one of the most important things. Branding for me is one of those things that I just love. I would love to just brand companies. If I wasn't doing leathercraft, I would love branding companies. I would love shooting content for companies. It would be something that I would be very, very much drawn to. The reason why I like it is because I like making things look really cool and really attractive. And that is super important, especially if you have an online business. People who can't physically touch your products will only see them through the lenses of their eyes and their screens. They're not gonna be able to touch them, smell them, carry them around, put them in their pockets. Whatever is presented to them on the screen is what they're going to buy into. It's very important to have high quality photos and videos that will showcase your products in the way that you want to present them. I don't encourage taking cell phone photos of your stuff and just putting them up there just to put them up there because you haven't posted in a while. I really think it's important to think through the process of why you're posting that photo and how it looks compared to your other photos. If you look at the big brands today, every photo is thought out. Every placement of where they're putting their photos or their text or the way that they explain the photos is very thought out. It's predetermined before they post it. One thing that I forgot to mention that I think is very, very important is you're not necessarily selling a product. You're selling the lifestyle around the product. You've probably heard that many times before, but it's true. You can look at a video or an Instagram feed of a wallet and then another brand's wallet and then another brand's wallet. Basically, you're just buying a wallet that has the coolest looking brand on there. I mean, that's basically what you're doing. Why would you buy one wallet over the other wallet? You're buying not their product, you're buying their story, you're buying into their brand, you're buying into their lifestyle. That is something that is looked over a lot, I think, especially from someone who does not know the branding or business or marketing world. But it's the truth, especially with an online business. You're buying into the lifestyle. So just keep that in mind. What you're trying to portray on your screens that you're showing your audience has to be cohesive and uniform and a lifestyle that people want to buy into. All right, 2 more things I want to talk about real quick. Sales channels. The more channels you have open to sell your products, the better it is for your business and your brand. So think about it. Another big picture idea. Don't just think website. Don't just think website. Think about other things. Facebook you can sell through. Instagram you can sell through. Your website, obviously, you can sell through. YouTube you can sell through. All of these social media platforms will help your business. Pinterest, Twitter, you name it. There's tons of things where people can get eyes on your products. And you want to keep those cohesive and very, very uniform. So people know that when they're buying from Instagram, you're going to get the same images on your Facebook as you are on your Twitter or on Pinterest, so that people know your brand. It's recognizable. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Other than online sales channels, there's things like retail stores where you can sell wholesale to the retailer. But just keep in mind that a lot of retailers will pretty much buy your stuff at 50% of what you're selling it for. So if you're selling something for $100, they're gonna buy it from you for $50. So if you can figure out a way to keep your costs low so that $50 is enough for you to sell that product for, then go that way. For me, I've never really partnered with a retail store. I just found that it didn't work for my brand, and that's okay. Other people find that it works well for them. So it's really your choice, your battle, and it could go either way. Try it out. Another sales channel are pop-up shops or markets. I know I did a market for 2 years or a year and a half at least, and it really helped me connect with the public. It really helped me connect with my audience. And I think the coolest thing about doing a market is meeting other crafters at the market and learning from them and them learning from you. The community aspect of a marketplace or a pop-up shop is so amazing. It's so cool because you get to talk and build relationships with other crafters, and you can just, you know, have a good time just telling stories or sharing little ideas or secrets about business, which is really, really cool and fun. The last thing I want to talk about, which has really helped my business, and I mentioned it right at the beginning of this video, is talking to different publications, talking to a newspaper, talking to a magazine, talking to an online newspaper. When I first started Leathercraft, I think I called 3 or 4 different online magazines or newspapers and just, you know, just trying to get my name out there, trying to get them to print a story about me. And the funny thing is that it worked. You'd be surprised at how many local newspapers need stories for their newspapers or publications. Having your stuff published in a newspaper or magazine is an incredible way for people who do not know you or a different demographic. Some people don't go on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and the only way of them getting to know you is through a magazine or a newspaper. So that's another way to reach people. Another overlooked way for you to get noticed is by word of mouth. When people buy your products and you are kind to them and you are seriously and genuinely interested in getting to know your customer, that builds a relationship. And that is something that advertising cannot do. When you have a personal touch with one of your customers and you build a relationship with them, they're going to tell their friends and their friends are going to tell their friends and their friends are going to tell their friends. And it's just going to snowball. And I found that to be one of the most satisfying ways of getting to know my customers is actually knowing them and speaking with them and just, you know, hanging out. And that's what I did a lot of the times at the markets that I used to attend. And that was one thing that I actually really do miss about doing markets. Unfortunately, I've got way too much work to do and I can't do markets anymore. But that's one thing that I really miss is that that human contact. And I think that's one thing that you will really enjoy. Wow, guys, that was a lot of information, and I'm not sure how much that is going to help you where you are, but I'm sure some, snippets of it will be beneficial to you, especially when it comes to online marketing. That seems to be the trend these days, and just give it a try. I mean, if you fail today, get up again and do it tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next day, until you succeed. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe, like, share, comment. I would greatly appreciate that. Another special thanks to our sponsor for this video, Skillshare. You have been such a huge support to this channel, and thank you so much for your sponsorship. All right, guys, we will see you in the next one. Bye.